On the Bitcoin ETF can Gary Gensler really rug pull us and deny the ETF? There are a few people who are laying out a case as to why that is possible and potentially probable. We have all the news to tell you why that's probably not going to happen. We're probably still going to get an ETF approved tomorrow. We have a video from our friend Jim Cramer. The top is not in. 60K is programmed. We'll show you why. Also, we're going to talk about some coin market calendar things. Fetch.ai is doing a big upgrade. Also, some AMAs to look out for. We're going to look at token unlocks. We have Magic Internet Money joining us in about 10 minutes to go over the charts of Bitcoin and your favorite altcoins. And Polygon has unveiled a massive partnership with a large media conglomerate. What does that mean for media as we know? We're going to get into that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's get into it.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we deliver that old, boring, and stale information you see on other YouTube channels, but we do it in a fun and sexy way. Bitcoin, moving. ETF, moving. Gary Gensler,
Moving to Idaho, I hear.
yeah. Now,
Bitcoin's tanking, man.
you seen
We're at 46.7.
46.7, huh? Yeah. I was gonna show you something, but it's not loading.
Wow. Shocker. Your Dell computer is not loading. Anyways, while Robin figures out his Dell computer from 1994, let's go ahead and talk about, hey, thumbnail, title. Can an ETF really get denied? Well, according to Perry Ann, let's take a look at Perry Ann. I forgot what she does. She's the founder and CEO of Digital Chamber of Commerce, okay? So, spot ETF update. The SEC just issued additional comments on pending S1 applicants. This is a delay signal. Okay. So you have a comment period, and that's where, people are going back and forth. Gary Gensler saying, hey, we're worried about this. Filers come back and say, okay, fine. We changed we filed an amendment. Okay, great. Now, in the 11th hour, the SEC is making more comments, and we're going to show a little bit here that we're seeing brand new amendments, brand new S1s being filed. So is this a delay signal? We have some more things to share with you. So this was tweeted by Eric Balkunas from Bloomberg. He's the senior ETF analyst. So he posted this, that BlackRock refiled their S1 based on the last minute comments given yesterday. And David Locke said, Eric, could one interpret this as fodder, plausible deniability for the future court case when the SEC denies? Saying, no, it wasn't capricious. Look how hard we worked to get this over the goal line. Pretty much saying, hey, is the SEC doing all of this? That way, when they deny it and eventually go to court, they can point to this way. Look, we didn't capriciously, it wasn't capricious, right? We didn't have any ill intent. We really wanted to approve this ETF. We just didn't get all the information and everything that we needed. To which Eric responded, the idea that Gary would make his staff work countless hours with 11 different issuers on 24 massive documents, each well over 100 pages long, full of technical jargon through the holidays, just to give him cover to deny, is tinfoil hat stuff, in my opinion. But look, we still have a 5% chance of a delay. Rob, let's stop there. What are your thoughts on all of this? And of course, we're not ETF experts, but we're common sense experts, right? And do you buy into the idea?
I'm a common sense expert. I would argue that you are a common sense expert. Okay.
Hello.
So, common sense would be that it's going to pass. Nonsical is going to be that there's a giant conspiracy theory, as we had alluded to. I will say this. Anything's on the table. And the U.S. government is actively fighting against crypto. Now, perhaps it hasn't been front and center the way it has been before, but let's not forget Synchrony Bank. Also, what was the other?
Synchrony Bank?
Was it Synchrony Bank?
Signature?
Signature Bank. Synchrony.
I'm a common sense guy. I'm not going to let you live that down for the rest of the show, man. Go ahead.
Synchrony Bank.
Go ahead. I'm going to call you out on everything. Go ahead. You started a fight. You started a war today, man. You woke up, you chose violence, bro.
He's so silent.
You woke up and chose violence. Go ahead.
Signature Bank. And then what was the other one?
Oh, you need my help, huh? Interesting. Silvergate?
Silvergate. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's been an active fight against crypto. It's been ongoing. We see Elizabeth Warren having the likes of J.P. Morgan, all different kinds of institutions testifying against crypto in front of Congress. We've had the SEC claiming that. I mean, even yesterday's tweet by Gary Gensler calling, which interesting enough, if you were to look at that tweet that Gary Gensler, you know what? Will you pull it up real quick?
Yeah.
So Gary Gensler's tweet throwing shade on cryptocurrencies. But did you notice something here in that second line? Read with the second line. Read that out loud.
Crypto assets.
Crypto assets.
Securities.
But he called them assets.
I think you're reading too much into this comment.
I'm just saying. He has acknowledged that they're assets. They're no longer simply a security. Now, he added those security on there. Now, that I'm not surprised. But he did put assets on there.
Common sense says a commodity is also an asset. So is a security. But what do I know about common
Well, Ponzi scheme is not an asset. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You feel me here?
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, no longer pretend money. Now it's just not pretend money that he calls securities. But anyways, is it possible that we get a delay?
It would have to be a denial.
Denial.
Because ARK is final. The one for ARK is final.
But to deny and say, hey, the markets aren't ready. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? Absolutely not. Would it surprise me to the point where I'm like, I never saw this coming? No. So I'll say this.
I would be very surprised.
I
would be very surprised.
I would say that I couldn't say I never saw this coming. We've been priming ourselves for disappointment this whole time. But
let me ask you this question.
I mean, hold on. Her. He's probably thinking about other girls. Gensler, oh boy, I'm going to protect them so hard.
Good one. Man. The meme. Let me ask you this question.
Good.
Let's play a game here. Let's say tomorrow gets denied. Where is Bitcoin trading at?
No, if it gets denied, it's definitely under 40K.
Yeah.
How low? I don't know. I guess
we'd have to
look.
If we get that dip, are you buying under 40K? Are you a buyer?
I'm just gonna keep DCAing. I don't see any.
You're
I don't see any
so
reason
scared,
to.
dude. You are.
If
so
I'm going to
scared,
chunk
bro.
buy, I'm going to chunk buy some of the alts. The alts will probably sell off crazy. You know what? I'll probably pick up some stacks. I think stacks. If Bitcoin just tanks tomorrow because of a denial, and once again, this is a very far-fetched, not plausible scenario. Realistically, it's going to pass. But in the unlikely event that it did get denied, the sell-off the hemorrhaging would be pretty significant. Right.
And then add on top of that all the longs that would be liquidated.
Yeah, and you would probably be able to pick up stacks at under $1.
I wouldn't even care if that happened. I would just literally hit up every friend I know. Let me borrow like $5K, man. Pay you back with interest in about a year.
But here's the thing: you could have borrowed that $5K with interest when it was at $20K.
I used my funds. Now I'm out of funds. Damn it, I'm out of funds.
You're like that meme where the guy's all like, I wish I had money to buy at 20K, and then it dips down to 20K, and
I bought it.
Here.
I bought it, but my money's gone. Okay, unless I sell my house or one of my kids. I love my kids. I also love my house. We have this from Van Eck. CEO Jan Van Eck said he believes the firm's spot ETF will start trading on Thursday. Van Eck also said the firm has very good seed capital lined up. We did drop a video. We dropped our ETF video before the live show. So if you're coming in from watching that, welcome. And if you're here and you haven't watched it yet, make sure to wait till after the live show, then go watch it. I highlight everything you need to know about the spot ETF and compare it to gold and the potential of why Bitcoin, the ETF alone is enough to get it to about $200,000. So they said they have about 72.5 million. We know BlackRock's got about 2 billion on the sidelines. We know there was another, I forget which one it was. The number was around $200 million. So these guys they're ready. They're ready. Then we have this from Eleanor Tourette. She retweeted what Valkyrie's co-founder said, that he expects an approval on Wednesday. Now that this is public, I can say that I too have been hearing this. Seems to be the general consensus among issuers. Then we have this from Craig Salm, the chief legal officer for Grayscale, posting this tweet, dotting some I's and crossing some T's. We have Anthony Scaramucci, the founder of Skybridge is it Skybridge?
Yeah.
Skybridge.
Mm-hmm.
Announcement Wednesday, trading Thursday. And again, these are all people that are very, very plugged in. Then we have this from Valkyrie co-founder Stephen McClurg. Expects approval Wednesday and trading on Thursday. Hasn't heard of a commission vote. Says cash creates will allow for more market participants. And says Gensler has been good for Bitcoin. I don't know about that last part, but hey. Then we have this. Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF gears up for Wednesday launch. The CIO foresees massive $4 to $5 billion inflows. That's a lot of money. $4 to $5 billion. And then we have some updates to share with you guys. BlackRock just refiled their S1 last minute, or just filed based on the last minute comments given by the SEC. Grayscale did as well. And then we have this from Lawrence Leopard. Watch this minute video. This was pretty interesting. And then we're going to bring Magic on for some TA. Some magical TA.
One other thing I will say about Bitcoin that I think people don't understand, and this is part of the innovation that's really important. Think about Bitcoin's a commodity, right? The SEC said it's a commodity. It is a commodity. One coin's the same as the next. Okay, fine. Every commodity in the world, if you increase its price, the supply goes up. If gold went to 10,000 tomorrow, we'd mine more gold. If corn went up, if oil went to $300 a barrel, we'd drill for more oil. You would get more, higher price, you would get more. No matter where the price of Bitcoin goes, the issuance schedule is set. There's not going to be any more. It comes out, every block is, 6.25 coins right now, soon to be half of that. So, that's unique. And I as a result of that,
and I'm going to stop that there. What a great point, right? If you go look at 2004 to 2010, right? 04 is when the big gold spot ETF went live. And then through 2010, it gained around 300%. Go look at the gold mining companies, right? Companies that produce equipment, the companies that actually mine the gold, they had record profitable years as well. That's the thing, right? The law of supply and demand. When demand shoots up, right? These people are like, man, I want a piece of this pie. Gold is at what? 800 an ounce? 1,000 an ounce? Oh my God, I want a piece. So bam, let's go invest some money and let's go mine some gold, or let's go invest in companies that mine gold because we see the potential 5-6 years ahead. The thing with Bitcoin, it's the opposite. Literally, it's the opposite. Not only can you not mine more Bitcoin, but it's going to get cut in half. It's going to get cut in half. So to all of you that are fading, that are so stupidly fading the impact of a spot ETF, shame on you. Robin?
Oh boy, yeah, and a lot of good points there. Not to double down on what you're saying is that the mining is getting cut in half in what, less than 3 months? It's 3 months away, right?
April.
Right around 3
months.
So in 3 months, so this goes live, and you have a massive supply shock event coming up. You're going from 900 Bitcoin mined a day down to 450. The ETFs are going to be buying Bitcoin. It's not even a question. When this passes, they have to pick up a ton of Bitcoin. Even if people are selling on exchanges and then buying on Wall Street, that's a thing, right? And there's probably going to be some people that are like, hey man, I don't want to self-custody. I don't want to hold my crypto on an exchange. I'd rather hold it on the stock exchange, right? I mean, would you trust?
It's more practical for the average investor.
Here's the thing: if you're not gonna seed phrase, I'll say this: if you're not gonna seed phrase, let's just say, hey man, I don't trust myself. I lose things. Can't keep track of my car keys. I lose stuff. I genuinely do, but I do trust myself with my own seed phrase. But let's just say you don't trust yourself with your own seed phrase. Would you rather keep your crypto on a centralized exchange overseas, or would you prefer to keep your crypto on an ETF?
And I want to highlight one thing I've said.
Definitely ETF, right?
And I've said this before too, but with all the talk about the new tax rules and IRS and crypto tax, much easier to be compliant with the taxes when it comes to your Bitcoin gains through an ETF versus through an exchange where you got to figure out your cost basis and it was sent here, there. So if you just want some, hey, and I'm sure you guys watching, it's probably not going to be you, but maybe it's your friend, your mom, your uncle, your dad, your cousin, whoever it is. Instead of telling them, hey, do this, but the exchanges, they've been going under. Who knows? You got to make sure, are they registered overseas? Are they a shell company? Are they in the US? Are they regulated? And then you got to take it off the exchange. Yeah. Hey, man, here's an ETF. BlackRock has one. Invesco has one. Wisdom Tree has one. Go buy it and let it sit there.
A little shout out real quick out to the chat. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an whole lot back at you. We got Crypto Slab, Chris, AI Text, Sativa, Vin, Data, Rat with a W, T-Bone, Laker God, The Sovereign Ratio, The Real Gary Gensler, Coco, and Crypto Maniac. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we got 70 likes. 1/3 of the chat has liked the video, so smash the like. Let's get over 50%.
Kind of disappointed you didn't read Coco's entire name.
Coco Maniac?
No, Coco. Coco, talking and singing African gray parrot. That's his name. Don't laugh at me. Speaking of names, there's one name we love around here, and that is Cams. Blue Wire Technology, as they are our channel sponsor, our longest tenure channel sponsor, been supporting this channel for a very long time. We appreciate them. You should appreciate them too. If you have a business, you want to maximize your networking, IT, and cybersecurity. If you want to learn how they can help you, visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. We got Magic Internet Money joining us. Magic, how you doing, my brother?
I'm cold, man. I'm cold.
Bro, I woke up this morning. It was like 39 degrees. Like, what is going on? And to us Las Vegans here, it's pretty cold, right? But I know
yeah,
you're
we're
I'm
not
not
gonna get that as a high.
going to disclose your location because that's personal.
Oh,
But
Kansas. It's on my profile on Twitter.
Okay, there you go. So you're
Live from Brazil.
He's not from Brazil. You're in the Midwest, and we know it gets real cold up there. I figure that's why you got the beanie on. Magic, are the charts as cold as you are? Real quick before
Always.
you know who's cold, and I want to share this. The man has spoken, the most influential man in the markets today. No, I'm not talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about this man. Guys, the top is not in. 60K is programmed. Here's why.
Digital. What are we doing with these? Let's stop fooling around. If you want Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's topping out, by the way. So I'm going to say enough is enough, and ka-ching is ka-ching. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of the lightning round.
Bitcoin's topping out. Sell your Bitcoin, which means buy your Bitcoin. Magic, BTC, according to Cointelegraph, the Fear and Greed Index has tipped into extreme greed. What are we seeing on the Bitcoin chart? We saw a nice rally up to 47K as the ETF nears. Got rejected there a few times. From a psychological standpoint, what does that mean when we bump up against a level? And how do you expect that breakout to pan out? And what's the next level you're looking at after that 47K gets taken?
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and share the chart, and we'll talk shop on some price.
And by the way, Magic, I didn't make a note of your beanies. I didn't want you to feel like I was trying to tell you to take
it's
it
okay.
off,
It's
so,
hot in here anyway. I've been out shoveling driveways. I have some rental
Okay.
units, and I'm responsible for snow removal. So it's been
Okay.
been a good been a good day.
The beanie is a good look, man. Beanie is a good look. I
Hey,
like it.
he's like, it's a good look. It hides the hair. No, yeah. In terms of levels, kind of following up on last week, if you guys recall, we were talking about this 2023 high, and we said if we lose it, probably going below 45K. Sorry, Rob, but we were looking for 41,560, which you got. That was your dip. Now you're looking up to what I call, it's a third standard deviation away from the zero line that I've given in our group. I calculate these. You have to wait for the year to close to get these numbers, but once they're closed, they're there for a full year. So you guys could actually write these down if you wanted to. Like the second standard deviation was 41,000. We hit the 41K standard deviation. We've now come up to the third standard deviation away from our zero line, which it doesn't necessarily have to hit the zero line inside that 12 months. It's not a statistical target. It's just a starting point. So if you clear 47K, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but getting above 47 and living there, you're going to put some pressure on this 2022 high, obviously, from over here. And we've got our macro chart up too from right here. However, you do have that target we talked about, that if things got really out of hand, at least in the month of January, I'd be looking for anywhere from 52.2 to 40 or to 53,000 as my next targets. And those are pretty major area on the chart, just because if we were to zoom out, as we like to do here, we'll get rid of a lot of the stuff on the chart to make it easier to see. This is the area that you settled up at, right? And this right here is just a reversal pattern that we were trading off of that helped give us kind of the conviction for these targets over time and helped us figure up the time on it. Someone actually asked on Twitter why I was looking for January. And if you were to go back to, the macro here, and we did this with XRP as well. When you're looking at something like this as an impulse, the market's largely comprised of M-shaped patterns and W-shaped patterns. So people can kind of, keep in line with that. Markets are also very symmetrical, Bitcoin specifically, due to, the halving. Also, they did time it with the election cycles very well, along with the stock market. So you have your length of time from X to A to start this rally. Now you have your correction. How long did it take us to correct? Almost an exact 1-to-1 ratio in terms of how long it took to find a bottom. So it took exactly the same amount of time to start and finish this first rally that it did to finish the correction. And now we are coming into our next time zone, which would be the 1-to-1, also going to be your standard gold pocket from high to low, right? So it's a big area for me. I know a lot of people are talking about 60K. I just heard you say it. I'm not looking for that. Not right now. I think later, yes. But if I was, a trader, I wouldn't be closing all my positions, especially if you're in from much lower, down here in this range, or even here. What I would be looking to do is maybe take a small percentage hedge that, if wrong, you have invalidation now, and you're not going to really lose that much. You get right back into the asset. You're holding winning positions, and trading is always like anything. It's like gambling. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 48,207. If we clear 47,000, then I'm going to stair step it up to 52.2 and 53K.
Awesome.
Respectively.
Magic, we did see a big bleed off in the altcoin markets. We saw Solana get to under $90. We saw Cardano was at like 46 cents. We're starting to see a rebound here. Any trades you made or any setup that you got your eye on?
So we actually just took a AVAX trade in the live stream from yesterday.
Oh, cool.
I know you like AVAX, and I actually went back. I didn't clip it. I'm normally pretty good about clipping it. We talked about AVAX when it was rallying, and we said that realistically it could go as high as $50 to $56, but we'd be looking to get back in between the $29 to $33 range, and you did get that. And so I was working with Crowhop is his name on Discord. He was asking about an avalanche setup. So when you're looking at this on like a weekly chart, right, you have your high time frame average of price, which is that yearly pivot we're talking about. You're coming into that, and you have a nice, basically localized high before you found your bottom. It kind of stands alone by itself because there's really not much else here. So you do have to work off of something. In this case, you've got a couple confluences, but most importantly, you had a low, right? So you could have looked at that low and drawn like a line on the chart. Very, very simple. Gone in and seen that once it hit that low and then recovered it, this is my entry point. My stop loss is below the low. And now I'm looking back towards like the 2024 open or the local gold pocket, right here. And you can see on the chart, we actually had the percentages for that. It was about a 24% bounce. The only other trade setup I gave to you guys actually last week was ICP. And that was one that some people did take advantage of in our group. We talked about it. Remember, we said if we sweep the 2023 high, we're looking for 1048. We hit 1045.6 almost to the T. And you've actually, you've got
Magic,
a 30%
you're terrible,
rally
man. How could you miss that call by 3 cents? What is wrong with you?
I know, man. Well, your chat was giving me quite the quite the experience there. They were loving the TA. They were like, TA doesn't work. ICP's on a moon mission. I was like, man, this thing's going to pull back hard. Anytime I see that, that's what I think. So, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to make a new high on this rally, but what it does mean is you had a pretty good opportunity here to take advantage of a very clear level, buy the dip opportunity. I'm not trying to make everybody a trader in this market, especially because not everybody has the time. But had you taken advantage of it, you're looking at 30, 33% on a spot bounce, no leverage needed. So if you were getting in right here, that's a good value. Now, could it go lower from here? Could it just roll over? Sure. But, you got to take the trades when they're there. So the buy the dip opportunity was here. And hopefully you guys did buy some because decent bounce, decent play.
Amazing. Magic, can we take a look at Hex? Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to get hate for that, but I don't care. So I'm looking at the crypto bubbles here. Helium is up 20%. Celestia is up 10%. One I kind of have had my eye on is that I've been DCing in is Near. Near looks like it's down 10% on the day. I know a lot of people have texted me directly, and they've seen videos on Near. They've seen our video on Near, and they're like, "Hey," and some of these are people with a lot of money, so they're very price sensitive investors. Like, "Hey, I want the absolute best possible entry." If someone wants exposure to Near for the first time, and they're a price sensitive investor, what are some levels? This pullback, is it going to where the support is? Is this a good level to watch, or do we have a little further downside?
Well, we actually covered this one as well. We talked about clearing this box and we looked for the top side of this channel, basically, and said that this could be, if we're looking at things from a high time frame, like a monthly chart again, looking at our settle ups right here and down here at the lows, that this could be a really great place to put in an accumulation range, meaning that if I am buying this asset, I do need to do it somewhat strategically as it's run pretty hard. So for me, you've come in, you've pulled back, you're actually at the yearly average now, and you're setting up potentially for resistance here in the month of January, right around that 355 mark that we talked about. You could probably move this over and just call it, there we go, right around 365. So anything above 365, and I think it'll probably make a new high on this rally. However, anything below this, and I would start looking at this as, if I was a DCA person, I would want to be DCAing in the bottom half of this, meaning below the quarter one high potentially. So sub $3 is what I would be looking for as good value. A very simple tool people can do, is just a Fibonacci tool. And you can make this as easy as you want, and I call this the OB for anyone that trades order blocks. I don't, but this is kind of like a template that I use for this tool. And it just separates things into 25% increments, meaning that if I'm looking to buy below the 50% mark, because this is where value is perceived, in my opinion, then I should be, looking to, ladder in slowly, sub $3. And if we start hitting like that $2 mark around the, 0.75 or the lower EQ of this channel like this, then I think that this is extreme value and I should go heavier, So if I'm a long-term believer in this project and asset, that's the way I would approach it, especially if I'm going to be holding through an entire market, like a bull market. So if you're just trading it, $2.84. That's probably going to be a pretty good area of support. You're going to want to see it hold. Let's see what it looks like on just a little bit higher time frames. Yeah, you're going to want to see that hold. What's the quarterly look like? Nothing. Yeah, so below 284, your next level is going to be right at $2.26. I would be curious on your gold pocket, if it comes in there.
By the way, Magic, I know I've said this before, but I want to let you know that I appreciate you doing this on the fly, and this is nothing wrong with the TA experts that kind of have everything prepared. That's fine. That's usually what I do, but when you do it on the fly like this and put the inputs in and show where you're grabbing these technical indicators from, it really helps people understand. And so, just again, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Not only that, it makes it really, easy for people to follow along, because I could sit here and talk really fast and just spit out a bunch of stuff, and then people will take that and trade off of it, unfortunately. So I'd like people to kind of take the time and see why we're doing this. Plus, these are all on the fly. You guys don't tell me what you're going to ask me when I come on, and I don't mind. So
This is true.
yeah, so it is one of those things. None of this is ever scripted, guys. It's one of those where he just asks me whatever he wants, which is completely fine. So your local gold pocket from high to low right here at this 226, you can see that you've got 2 weekly candles stacked on each other. This was the last place you started forming support. Anything below 284, and this becomes a pretty big area for me. I would be very interested to trade that area, and it looks like that is actually going to be very in line with like the high to low, which I really like. So I'm going to do one more thing before I go. So this is a different technique. I know you guys see me track like different ranges based on time, like quarterlies or monthlies. If you don't really want to do that, you can still use the same premise like a quarterly or a monthly. In this case, what I've done is I've taken the yearly low, which is right here, and I've taken the yearly high, and I've just drawn a 50% mark, which comes in pretty close to this quarter one high we were just speaking about. Now what I want to know is, of all the price action that's above or below it, where is the point of control of said price? Meaning that if I started on January 1st, or in this case, I guess the 2nd, because we're on the weekly chart, and I drug it all the way over to here because that's the last candle that closed below that 50% mark, you know, the bottom half, you can see that this is also the overall point of control of this consolidation. So for me, this is a big area, somewhere right around $2.36 down to $2.25. You've got a horizontal level of support. You've got a major point of control from several months of consolidation, obviously, and you've got your overall gold pocket high to low. So this would be a pretty big area for me to mark out on my chart. And if given the opportunity, I would probably be interested in trading it and maybe even buying the dip there if I'm just investing. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
Yes, it does. And then Magic, if you got time, we'd love to ask you for one more. We asked the chat what they wanted. Of course, we got a lot of Caspas. I'm not going to do Caspa, though. We're going to do something that real, and the reason I'm not picking Cat, and I'm going to pick this one, I'm going to pick Stacks, STX. And the reason is
because Big Rob said
no, it has nothing to do with you.
It's gonna hit $4.
Zero to do with you.
$4?
Absolutely nothing. It has to do with recent rally to $2. Is that a level that you saw people, you know, the chart saying people were taking profits there? And what does that chart tell you the structure of Stacks?
Yeah, so $2 is a level, 216 specifically. Let's look at that.
What about 4?
So again, we always start at the yearly chart for me. That's kind of my thing. I like to start on the high time frames, work our way into it, make sure we're not missing anything. You know, you have a yearly level beneath you as well, but it's one of those things where, you know, marking this one's really not that important. It's very far away right now. You could if you wanted to just build an overall chart, but it's not necessary. Also, your quarterly open, you can see right here on a quarterly basis. So high time frame chart, 3-month candles. You were not able to close a 3-month candle above this level right here. This is not we want one of these. So it'll give us the actual price on the screen. There we go. $2.84 would be your next area above that, actually, which is quite the stretch. But yeah, you are coming into resistance just straight away. It's a yearly level, quarterly level. I mean, just looking at things from a horizontal standpoint, what I mean by that is, look, you've never closed a quarterly candle above this. So clearly this is where price is being sold into by quote unquote smart buyers or smart sellers, smart money. But if you clear 216, it could rally as high as 284 and still close below this. You really want to see a 3-month candle living above this section of price to get a change of behavior, so to speak. And that's probably a better term for it. And even on the monthly here, you can see right here, this is a very well-respected resistance. So anything above this 216 level, and I would look for 284. Could it go to $4? I don't know enough about the project or the hype behind it or their marketing team to tell you that. And I say those words specifically because those are things that move altcoins. You know, really good marketing moves altcoins in markets like this. Those are the ones that outperform other ones. Now, in terms of fibs, I imagine you're probably through your gold pocket here already. No, you're getting close to it. You may actually be bumping into your overall golden pocket as well. Yeah, this is going to be a level for me that I hate to break it to Rob. I think that this one's going to be hitting fairly decent resistance, and I would be looking for a pullback out of this region. One thing to note is, unlike the other assets we've looked at that have already hit their prior year's average, that yearly pivot, you actually have not on this one. So you would have a target, meaning that over the course of the next 12 months, we do expect this one, if it follows the laws of averages, meaning mean reversion, which most assets do, you can't just go straight up forever, is about $1.15. So that would be a pretty decent haircut from here. Not quite 50%, but decent. So, risk on in this area is kind of caution. I wouldn't be buying up here at $2, not from a good risk management standpoint. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't think you have any other levels to the downside that I need to mark, because the weekly chart, this one straight up, man, that is strong. Good W formation. I would be curious to see if it forms some kind of a harmonic later. But yeah. So I'd be looking at this as a good place to take profits. You don't have to exit your position, but know that the risk to the downside is potentially down to like 115. In the when I say near future, we're talking could be weeks, could be months. I doubt it just nukes down there, but that would be what I'm looking for.
Awesome. Magic, always a pleasure having you on the show, my friend. Guys, if you enjoy the content, you want more Magic Internet Money, we did pin his website link to the top of this chat. Check it out. Go there. You'll find all the resources you need to follow Magic. Magic, again, pleasure having you on, brother. Thank you so much. And we look forward to having you on again next week.
Yeah, man. Take care, guys. Stay warm.
Take care, brother.
All right. Take care, bro.
Tango. He said tango. What are you trying to dance?
Tango. Tang.
All right, common sense. Go ahead.
Tango. Yeah. All right. Big shout out to Real Gary. He gave a $2 super chat and said 75K by week's end. Also, we got some new people. 2K. LVY Das. Get ready for XRP fam. Also named Robin with a Y. Michael Nagari, Fee Rose, Kojo, Quinn, Tar Heel, and Random Esports 1323. To all of you. Hola! Yeah. Welcome.
Crypto music also. Crypto music. I love music. Now, we do like to share some insight with you guys. So if you're an avid trader or a scalper, swing trader, you know what to expect. So these are token unlocks coming this week. A couple of ones I've highlighted here. So Aptos is having about 8% of their market cap unlocked over the next few days, as you can see here. And again, excuse me, this is from CryptoRank.io. About 2.3% of their total supply is going to get unlocked over the next 2 days. That is about 24 million APT tokens. If we go back here, Say is having an unlock as well. Let's take a look at that one. I know Say's been on absolute fire. Has seen a little bit of a pullback here, but that one is having about 1.25% of their total supply entering the market over the next 5 days. And then we have a Uniswap with an unlock. That one's going to be linear. And then Axie and Injective as well. Injective's number is a decent size, actually. It's about 4% of their market cap. So about $150 million of Injective tokens getting ready to be unlocked, which is approximately 3.67%, excuse me, of their supply. As far as some things to look out for in the crypto markets, so this is CoinMarket Calendar, coinmarketcal.com. We have the Polygon news. So they have teased a partnership with their CDK. We had this tweet, and I'm just going to play this video without the sound because the sound's probably copywritten, but kind of highlighting Polygon. CDK stands for Chain Development Kit. It is what people use if they want to build on the platform. So you see DeFi, gaming, loyalty, payments, and new institutions. And the tweet they had was a emoji of a bank times Polygon. So that announcement should be coming tomorrow. So stay tuned. Going back here, we also have Chainlink is doing a Q&A. Here are the details there. So Thursday, January 11th at 8 a.m. I think that's Pacific time. Yes, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Join the upcoming Chainlink product Q&A spaces, where Kamal will answer community questions about the Q4 update and highlight the priorities for Chainlink going into 2024. So if you want to keep up to date on some of your altcoin bags and favorite projects, that's a great place to start. And then Fetch.ai is going through a governance proposal vote. So this is from their Twitter handle. The vote is live. Key features of this vote is the municipal inflation for the MOBX and NOMX tokens, an integration with Cosmos SDK and Fetch, Ledger Nano S Plus support, and Mac operating system Ventura capabilities or compatibility. So those are some things to look out for in the markets. And then just take a quick peek here at the crypto bubbles. Again, I did mention when Magic was on, a lot of red today, but Helium up 20%, Celestia up 11.5%. This fake Bitcoin is up 14. Why do people keep pumping money into this, man? Like, for the love of God, there's so many good projects out there. Why? Why? Why pump money into a fake Bitcoin? Was this you, Robin?
No, it's just part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's the same narrative when it comes to stacks. No, I'm talking about it from
How people trade it, I get it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean that's.
But it's not part of the ecosystem. Please.
You can say the same thing about a meme coin.
Calm down.
Like, why are meme coins pumping?
Calm down.
One meme coin pumps, all meme coins pump, or whatever
Slow down.
whatever the narrative is.
Now, let's talk about some big news. Polygon. Okay. Partnership. Price is still 80 cents. That's what we're hearing from some people, some detractors of Polygon. Well, here's another partnership. Polygon Labs partners with Fox. Yes, that is Fox, the media company that has Fox News, Fox Business, Fox Cable. For their Verify initiative, Polygon Labs, in collaboration with Fox, announced the launch of a groundbreaking technology platform, Verify, on January 9th. This innovative tool is designed to authenticate the origin of media content, a significant step forward in an era increasingly dominated by AI-generated material. Verify aims to enable users to confidently determine the true source of articles and images, ensuring that content attributed to a particular publisher indeed originates from them. So it looks like they're trying to solve the issue of, hey, is this a fake news article? Is this AI generated, or is this real? Did Eleanor Tourette actually write this article, or was it a AI deepfake? What are your thoughts on the comment I made about people saying Polygon just keeps making partnerships and nothing's happening on the financial side as far as the token price? And then what are your thoughts on this?
As long as your seed phrase is not compromised, it's you, right?
Wait, what?
No, I'm saying that when it comes to blockchain technology for verification, and then at its core, if I have a Bitcoin wallet address, you know that if money comes out of that account, I sent it, right? Unless somebody else has my seed phrase. And so if you apply a wallet address to for this example, we can put to a media source, let's just say to a person or a news organization. And if there is an article released from that news agency or that individual,
I see where you're going with this.
if they have a wallet address attached to it that's on the Polygon network, which would be my assumption for this, you can easily verify it came from that person. And this is what blockchain does so efficiently. Is that it's immutable, it's transparent, and it can be verified through public consensus in the public. Yeah. And everything is there on blockchain explorers. This will expand outside it'll expand outside of this one example. This is one of millions of possibilities. And we have identification. You can verify who you are. You have companies and institutions verifying their articles and where they come from. And it's, going to expand to voting perhaps eventually. Will we transition from the Dominion voting machines to a blockchain version? I think that's more secure, right?
That would be, that makes a lot of sense.
And as these dApps and apps become more prevalent, as perhaps the likes of X increase their peer-to-peer payments, and they've acquired transmitter license, there's nothing to stop you from using your social media account as a verification if you have been authenticated through the blockchain to say, hey, this is me, this is my vote. Perhaps you walk up to a voting booth and you tap your phone instead of showing your ID, and your phone is your wallet address,
Digital ID.
Yeah.
Also, what Polygon is doing.
Yeah. So that is on the ecosystem where we're going. But then we see, hey, these are the possibilities. These are the things that we talk about. These are the theories. This is the use case. This is the utility. This is what blockchain is made for. And then there are companies that are stepping up to the plate and actually making good on those promises, that are actually making partnerships with the likes of companies that we see every day. And This is why you like to identify the projects that are making the partnerships, that are fulfilling, that isn't a pipe dream. It's one thing to sit here and say, hey, everybody will play in the metaverse, but you ain't got no game. It's another thing to say everything will be authenticated on the blockchain, and you're authenticating on the blockchain. They deliver, man. That's why I like to identify projects that are building and checking off the roadmap as they go. Those are the ones that I'm identifying for the next bull market, because as use case utility increases, as developers come in and build, money will come into the ecosystem, price will go up. You will make money if you have exposure early.
It's funny you say that, Robin, because I want to show you what I tweeted. I tweeted this right here. I tweeted this on January 6th. Invest in projects that have been onboarding other projects, essentially dApps, and users. These will be the best risk versus reward investments in this bull market, right? And that is why it pays for you to not tune out when prices are down. A lot of people, I can't tell you how many people I know that had money in crypto during the last bull market and decided that, hey, oh my God, I can't bear to see my portfolio go from 10K to 2K or $1,500. So they completely tune out. Some people delete the apps on their phone. They stop tracking their portfolios. They stop tuning in. That's why viewership drops by 70% on YouTube in the bear market. But those of you that continue to stay, continue to watch, continue to learn, continue to dive deep into these projects, you are going to be very rewarded, while these other people who come in end up being your exit liquidity, who dump money into stupid projects that have already pumped 600-700%. You have had exposure to projects like Polygon, projects like Avalanche, like Solana, because you know what they've been doing because you've been paying attention. So a round of applause to you. Rocco, round of applause. Then we have this. Some potentially big news here, man. PayPal stablecoin is getting ready to deploy on Aave, one of the leading DeFi protocols. I can say it is the leading DeFi protocol on Ethereum. Compound has been bleeding TVL. Aave has been holding steady. In a bid to boost PYUSD's liquidity, the token issuer is beginning to venture into decentralized finance. The Lightning protocol Aave is conducting a community temperature check of potential PYUSD onboarding into Aave's Ethereum pool. The initial vote ends January 11th, so on Thursday. Robin, PayPal, over 500 million users, the largest fintech company in the world. They have their own stablecoin. If they get into DeFi, right, what implications and ramifications could that mean for crypto and for the DeFi ecosystem?
PayPal is at the forefront of digital payments, right? Before PayPal, there wasn't, you had to use your credit card into sketchy websites. People didn't really have trust into Web 2 products. A lot of people they didn't really, back in the day when the internet first came out, credit card information was you were a lot more secure with it. You weren't quite as loose. That's how PayPal kind of got in. It got people's trust, and instead of using your credit card, you use your PayPal account. The same situation is here when it comes to Bitcoin. Are you confident in connecting your Bitcoin wallet or your crypto wallet to a third-party website? We talk about it all the time. Be careful, be careful, be careful. If you just offload this into one centralized entity, you're going to transact with smaller payments. We're not talking about connecting your retirement portfolio or your giant hodl bag of Bitcoin. But if you have an account like, hey, I want to transact with crypto, I want to buy things overseas, it's cheaper, whatever it is, or I want to send money to somebody, a lot of times it just makes sense to just use a third party, right? Instead of having to ask them, hey, what's your wallet address? Let me send a test transaction. Sometimes it's just a little simpler. Like, you know what? I'm a Bitcoin person. I'm a crypto person through and through. But sometimes if I'm dealing with the normies, it's a lot easier just to send a Zelle transaction. Hey, I owe you $20 here. I'll Zelle it to you. I could be like, hey, do you have a Bitcoin account? Okay, why don't you set one up? Okay, open the exchange. All right, send me your wallet address. I'm gonna send a $1 transaction. Okay, did you get it? Okay, well, we gotta wait 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes later, you got it. Cool. All right, now I'm gonna send another one. Oh, what's the gas fees? It's easier to use a third party. So what we're seeing here is whether you like PayPal or not, companies like this who right now are leading the internet payments space. I mean, PayPal going all in on crypto, having stable coins, I think is grossly underestimated how important it is. I mean, PayPal alone, first of all, they, let's see, PayPal, they have
Over 500 million users.
dude,
They're the largest fintech company in the world.
yeah, they have so just in 2023, 433 million users, and they've generated $7.2 billion. Also, total revenue for last year, $27 billion.
Jesus.
They've had, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Again,
they
they're the
have
largest
they have
fintech company.
29 million merchant accounts. 29 million merchant accounts. They've processed $6 billion worth of payment transactions last year alone.
Now, with their stable coin, you can be in DeFi.
And
Go ahead.
what rails does it use? What
Here.
what blockchain are they using? You know, or who are they partnered with? That's who you need to pay attention to.
Paxos.
Yeah. Or Aave. with
Paxos,
this-
but they're trying to launch on Aave's Ethereum
yeah.
main.
But everything that companies like this touch is gold, right? If you wanted to expand your portfolio in a sector, let's just say on internet shopping, let's just go travel back in time 10 years. You would try to identify all the touch points that Amazon has with different companies. What warehouse providers are they using? What companies, trucking companies? The Ravane trucking, Ravane as one example is the electric trucks they use. Those stocks have went up significantly after partnering with Amazon. And so where you get big companies that move tons of money, anything that they are partnered with is probably going to be a successful play, right? Especially they're going to have a smaller market cap. They're going to have more growth. The same way that you look, we talk about Bitcoin, we say, hey, Bitcoin's price is going to rally. I'll make some money here, but take a look at their ecosystem. Take a look at Stacks. Stacks would be a good play because it's got a smaller market cap. It's got more room to move. And as Bitcoin catches the wave of price movement, we know that so will other projects in its ecosystem. The same can be said when it comes for moving money internationally, globally, over $6 billion worth of transactions in 1 year. You say, hey, what other companies are partnering with? That is things that I'm looking for when I'm looking to make money, identify projects to get into. So,
You know, for me, I'm thinking a little bit, I'm stretching this thing, right, a little bit. And I'm saying, okay, DeFi's been under a lot of regulatory pressure, right? There's people saying DeFi needs to come into compliance and DeFi is bad. And that's where all the rogue actors go. And that's where North Korea gets all their funding from for their nuclear missiles or whatever the hell people are saying. If you have the largest fintech company that is playing in that sandbox and the regulators decide to come down heavy, or the people like Elizabeth Warren decide to bring a heavy hand, the Judge Dredd with regulation, we'll have essentially the largest fintech, largest payment platform company side by side fighting the fight with us. So that is something I'm thinking about as well. Also want to give a big shout out to Crypto Billy. Check out his Twitter Spaces today. I believe it's at 6. What time is it? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some great stuff there. I've been on there a couple times. So big shout out to Billy. Also, I want to bring you a random thing. Have you heard of Crocs, Robin? Gator shoes.
the ugly ass shoes that people put the little flare on.
New ones. When Bitcoin hits 250K, I'm buying a pair of these and I will wear them to the studio. Robin, would you like me to buy you a matching pair?
No.
You guys are haters, man.
It's,
You guys are absolute haters.
big shout out to new people. If you're new, say hello. We'll say hola back at you. Von P, CTMC, Papa Guth, and Paul B. Hola! Welcome.
So big shout out to our mods. Thank you to our mods for helping keep the chat active. We appreciate you guys. Man, go check out that ETF video we did. We dropped it before the show went live. If you want to know about the potential of the ETF, the difference between a trust that we have now and the ETF, and why it is so important, it's going to bring so much money into Bitcoin, you're going to want to watch that video. And do us a favor, guys, share that video. It's a perfect one to share with friends or family that have been asking about, hey, this ETF thing, what does it mean? Why is it so big? Send them the video, and they're going to send you a text back and say, wow, thank you so much. Then you're going to text them back and say, you should subscribe to Sin City Crypto. Then they're going to text you back and say, wow, that's awesome. And then who knows where that conversation is going to go from there. Also, I want to give a big shout out to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how they can help your business grow, visit bluewiretech.com. There is a link in the description of this video, and you will see the website pop up on the screen here in just 1 second. We have a big announcement we're going to make tomorrow. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. We got a big announcement. Got a new thing coming out for you guys. Something that a lot of our community members have been asking for. We're super excited about. So our goal this year was to bring you guys more content, amazing guests, amazing insight, and to continue to improve our product and ourselves. And so we're staying true to that, my friends. Rocco, can we throw up the Blue Wire Tech website on the screen here so if people want to know where to find the information they can? They're our channel sponsor. Big shout out to them again, guys. There it is. And again, there's a link in the description of this video. Gentlemen, anything you want to say before we go make some hot cocoa, sit by the tree?
Tomorrow,
And
the ETF
get ready for the ETF.
is going to be
Do not miss the show tomorrow
tomorrow. It's gonna be the biggest day
of our lives.
In history.
I would say that this is something that we'll look back at and we'll say, hey, on January 10th, 2024, you had the ETF get approved. That was a pivotal moment. Even if, which I highly doubt, where there isn't a massive price movement to the upside. When I say massive, I mean even if it gets to 52,000, I think it's still a massive move, right? But massive move coming. It's going to change the landscape of crypto. It opens the doors to investments through traditional stocks, companies, 401k. I was just talking to somebody today. They were like, hey, man, I was thinking about getting some of this ETF. You think I should? I was like, I mean, me personally, I'd probably just stick to the spot buying and seed phrase and self-custody. He's like, well, it's a 401k, it's a retirement account. I can't physically buy Bitcoin with it, but I can do I can do an ETF, I can do stocks, I can keep it there. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, of course. Then yeah.
It's gonna be a big day.
There you go, man.
And
Like,
shout out to Flatsmack said it's what did he say? Said
Which one?
Flatsmack, something about not missing the show?
Oh, here. This one.
No, it was something
No.
else. That I haven't missed a show in years.
Oh, okay.
We appreciate you, Flatsmack. We appreciate all of you that support this channel. And with that being said, Rocco! Tomorrow, that tornado is going to be fierce, bro. Fierce, just like that candle in the morning. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to all the new viewers. Make sure to subscribe. Go check out our Bitcoin ETF video. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon, then to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado